So in this demo we are going to set up an Amazon EFS, and then we create mount target for the for a pet client photo repository. So let's go to check the instances which are up and running. We can see there are 3 instances which are up and running. A web server for the pet models, web server 1, 2 and 3. So these 3 are the running instances in different availability zones. So we have to create an EFS and attached using EFS mount target. So let's go to the security group and check the security group. So here is a web server SG security group which is earlier created, but we have to create a new security group for the pet models EFS 1 SG. Group EFS. Let's choose the VPC for the pet models. Let's pet model and add the inbound rule. So we have to add the inbound rule of the EFS. So that we have to search for NFS, and let's add that and add the web server security group to it through the NFS port, so that it will access the EFS file system. So next, go to the next and click on create security group. Next we have to create our security group is created with the NFS access port. Next we have to create the EFS. Let's go to the EFS console and create a file system. Name the file system as pet models. We are using that naming convention as this is for a pet pictures repository, so we are using pet models, and we are using the pet models VPC. And click on customize so that we can add multiple things to it, and we also remove the unnecessary part. So for the it will automatically enables backup, so we don't want to enable it, so we will off this thing, and we don't want to transition into infrequent access, so choose it to none, and this one, these lifecycle management rules, so it will reduce some costs, so we are choosing none to it. Let's go down and choose the throughput mode as bursting, then rest of the things keep as it is, and click on next. So here we have to set the mount targets. So we don't want to add simultaneously, so we just add the targets to the first availability zone. So we just remove these two, choose the pet models EFS security group to it, so that it will access through that, and click on next. But for now we are just going to the next and click on create. So you can see it will create a elastic file system for us. Click on pet model EFS and click on attach. So you can see that this is the EFS mount helper, so that you can using that you can easily connect through the instance to your file system. Just copy that one, EFS mount helper, and using NFS client use this command. So we are using EFS mount helper. Click on this and close it. Next let's check the whether the network which we are establishing is connected through it or not. So let's go to the EC2 instance. Let's open this is a new tab. Go to the instances, choose the first one which is in the US East 1 web server 1. Click on connect. Using session manager it will be easy to connect, so use that one. So just log into the root ID. We have to install the Amazon EFS utils. So just type yum install Amazon EFS utils. Press enter. It will collect all the packages and it will download it for you. Next, just clear the screen. And on the next part, let's create a new folder so that it will, using that file system, we are using that one only. So just list that file, data, created a folder named data, and just paste that copied command which we are copy from the EFS console to the, and it will help, it will mount that EFS file system to the data folder in our EC2 instances. So just press hit enter. So let's go to that data folder. Do this code sudo bash ccat EFS 1 setup log, EFS 1 setup dot log, and it will, let's save EFS 1 mounted in site A. Let's write that so that it will be accessible from other two instances. So we are creating a EFS setup log and we are putting the data into it. That EFS 1 is mounted in site A. Let's Control C to turn out. Now if you do ls, it will create an EFS setup log file. If you want to read it, you can do cat and the file you will, so that it will appear on the screen. So let's move and add another instance, another subnet, another instance which is in the another availability zone. So just go to the file system again, pet models, go to the network tab. Here you will see that one US East 1 availability zones and security group is accessible through this file system. It will access. So just click on manage and add another mount target. Just choose US East 1B because the US server 2 is in US East 1B. Just clicking on that, choose the subnet and choose the pet models EFS 1SG. Click on save. So it will mount the, just refresh it. It is right now in creating state. Just wait. So now it is in available state. So you can just refresh this and it will pop up in few minutes from creating to available. So let's go to the second instance and check whether our data is populated, which we are setting in the first server. Let's go to connect and in another session manager, connect through the session manager. This is our second instance. Just log in, sudo I. Just here you have to also install the EFS system utils, EFS utils from Amazon. So just install yes Amazon EFS utils and hit enter. We have to create another data folder in this file also, and we have to mount that to this data folder. So we are mounting that. So if you go to the this data folder, go inside this data folder, you will see the EFS1 setup which we are creating in the first instance is populated in the second instance also. So in the second instance also, let's modify that file again. By using, if you want to use you can use other command as well, but I'm using EBI editor. Let's add one more line in it, that we are mounted inside B also, inside B also. Just save that file. You can also if you want to watch whether it is saved or not, you can use the cat command to see the updated file. Now let's move to the third instance to be configured using EFS and you be attached to the EFS. Go to the file system again and go to the manage part. Just add the third one also. Add a mount target. Use is 1C, I guess. Yeah, it's 1C. You can see it here. UST is 1C. Choose a subnet of that and just choose the pet models as security groups which we had created earlier. Click on save and just wait for few minutes. Just wait for few minutes. It will be in creating state, and after it will be available, we will go and recheck again using the session manager, and it will be reflecting both the updation from the site A and site B to be accessible from the site C. And we can add also that we are also mounted the site C from that instance which are present in the availability zone uses 1C. So just refresh this part and you will be able to see the creating state changes to the available in few minutes. Let's wait. Now now it is showing. Now it is showing in available state. Let's go to the EC2 instance and let's check once again. We are opening the third instance in the session manager. Log in, create a, or you can just first install that utils package Amazon EFS utils. Then here if you want, and then create a new directory and mount the EFS to that directory. Go to that directory and you will see that EFS setup log. If you want, if you open this EFS, well, you have EFS mounted on site A and B. It is already present. So let's add init that we have mounted in site C also. Edit in VI editor. Just copy this line and paste it here, and site C. Just save this file. Now if you cat it, if you read it, you will see EFS mounted inside A, B and C. So this is the third instance, this is the second instance. Now if you read that file again, it will update it to C, and in the first instance also it will update it. So this is the power of EFS, that you can connect it through different instances. So this is the power of EFS, which connects all the file systems using from different servers. So that's all for the demo. Thank you.